Hey up everyone, it's Rich here at Only Vans. In this video we're going to take you through how you can successfully caravan with a baby. Well, as successful as you can be. So Rory's 10 weeks old today and he's spent quite a few weeks now in the caravan. So we're going to show you what we do, how we do it, and answer any questions that we've been asked over the last few weeks. And that got me wondering, have you ever caravanned with a baby? If you have, let us know how old you were in the comments below. And having not asked in a little while, if you can, if you aren't already, if you hit that subscribe button, that'd be absolutely amazing. Let's get started. Now, with a baby, the most common question that we get asked, and the one which we were most apprehensive about when we first started was, where's he going to sleep? How's he going to sleep? You know, other campers when we're out and about and stuff like that. How noisy is he and all that sort of stuff. So, to be fair, I think we're quite fortunate really as to how much he sleeps. So, I think whether it's because he spends a lot of his time in intensive care or whatever, and if you cry, they'll let you cry in there. But when he's here, he sleeps really well. And to be fair, he probably sleeps better here than he does everywhere else. So, when we first started back, our first few trips here, he slept in his Moses basket on the front, one of the front sofas. We then bought a thin-legged ironing board so we could put him next to the bed, but he didn't really like it much up there, so we keep him now where he's always been, and that's on one of the front single sofas at the front of the van. So he's got his own side, so he sleeps on the side opposite to me. So we put his Moses basket up the corner and we put it against the part in the middle, so he's nice and wedged in. So he pretty much has that whole sofa now because he's got his seating area just to the side of it. What some people do, some people pull the slats out and put them on the slats, but we wanted him to be as comfy as possible, so we just put the Moses basket on top of the front sofa in the caravan. One thing that he absolutely loves is he loves the sound of the rain on the caravan roof, which is fortunate really because all it's done for the last week and a half has pissed it down pretty much non-stop. We got to the point where we recorded a video of the rain on the roof of the caravan that's an hour long, so we put that on sometimes if he's a bit, you know, just won't quite settle, and that gets him off to sleep straight away. He literally he sleeps like a baby. He's such a good sleeper. Next question is how warm it is, and you know, is it cold in the caravan, is it cold in the awning? And to be fair, we're dead lucky really that this caravan is like a bloody microwave. So the first few trips that we came in the caravan, you know, put the thermostat on the Swift command on 23, but it was too hot. It was ridiculous. It was like the Sudan in the caravan. So that stays now regimented on 20 degrees. So if the temperature drops below 20, then it'll kick in and just warm it back up again. He's got about 438 blankets that keeps him warm. So in terms of warmth, that was one of the things which I worried about the most when we first got back. But you know, like I say, 2 or 3 days in, you know, it's really nice in here. It's as warm as any house. I think in the month of October we perhaps spent 2.5–3 weeks at the caravan, and I think we got through you know, a 6 kilo propane gas bottle. So that's why we've really sort of started trying to find ways to keep the gas consumption down, because that is not sustainable. We have an absolutely amazing gas heater in the awning as well, so you know, we try and spend as much time in the awning as we can. So in an evening time, we'll go and watch some TV out in the awning, and we'll put the heater on. You know, we'll put it on maybe 2 bars for 10 minutes to warm the whole of the awning up, and then after that it just goes on 1 bar just to keep the temperature nice and warm. But I say in terms of temperature, it's probably one of the things that I worry about the least now. But like, we've been relatively lucky with the winter. It's not been too cold so far, so it might be different as it gets much colder, but certainly at the moment I'm very good with the temperature. Another question that we get asked loads is about space, and you know, how do we make space, and how do we, you know, where do we put everything of his? So it's about trying to be as organised as physically possible, which is quite difficult because, you know, I think me and Lisa would both say that we aren't, you know, the most organised people in the world. But it's just about trying to be not being comfortable, not living in an environment that's got quite a bit of stuff in it or whatever. So you do have more stuff obviously in your caravan, but it's not unbearable or anything like that. Like I say, he's got his own cupboards overhead that we used to have just crap in, but we've got rid of the crap now and we've put clothes in, and you know, we've got loads of storage in the awning. And to be fair, if we were really organised, we could probably create loads more space. But you know, we get, well, we're comfortable with how things are at the moment. You know, he's got his travel cot outside which he puts his stuff in, the pram lives outside, and all that sort of stuff, and there's plenty of room on the inside of the caravan as well. And like I say, if we were ultra organised, we could create a whole load more space and put more stuff in. But like I say, with how things are at the moment, we're really happy with it, and it makes it comfortable for us, really. Another question that we get asked is, how do we prepare bottles? And you know, obviously all he's doing at the moment is just slugging down milk like it's going out of fashion. So we've got this amazing Tommy Tippy thing which makes a bottle in 2 minutes to the perfect temperature. So it's not like the olden days where you would have to put boiling water in and you'd have to let it cool down. So literally from no bottle to perfect temperature bottle takes about 2 minutes. So that machine is absolutely brilliant. We use bottled water so we don't have to worry about a sterilizer or anything like that. And like I say, it's just a case of when it comes to cleaning the bottles and all that sort of stuff. When we were in hospital, they showed us these amazing microwave bags. So all that happens is that we put the washed bottles into these bags, put 60 ml of water in, throw it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and that is one sterilised bottle. So once again, it's one of those things which actually, on the face of it, appears quite complicated and quite, you know, oh, I'm not quite sure how we do that, but actually it's dead simple. In terms of bathing him and facilities and cleaning and all that sort of stuff, so you know, the whole space thing, you know, he gets changed on the sofas. We put puppy pads down. You know, we get through nappies like nobody's business. But in terms of bathing him, there's obviously, we always make sure that there's facilities on site whenever we're going away in the camper van or whenever we're in the caravan, and he gets treated like every other baby, really, which is he just gets bathed in the sink. And like I say, he enjoys a bath in the sink. He has a bit of a moan, but you know, I think I moaned about having a bath up until the age of about 18. So he's not the only one. But I said, once again, it's one of those things which, oh, what about that? But you know, it's not much different to being in the house and all that sort of stuff. So in terms of when he has his sitting up time, so he's got his bouncing, shaking, vibrating chair which sits next to his Moses basket on the opposite sofa to this. When he's having tummy time, we'll have tummy time down in the awning and all that sort of stuff. So you know, if you're being sort of clever with your space and how you manage your space, it is, you know, it is quite easy. And he's a really happy baby. You know, he's happiest probably when he's in the caravan. Second happiest is when he's in the camper van. You know, he actually sleeps better in the caravan. Another question that we get asked lots is, what are we going to do when he's older, when he's a toddler and stuff like that? So in terms of I think it'll be relatively easy again. I think the longest part of this sofa is over 6'6". So all that we will do is when we come to the caravan, we'll either make up the bed for him as a double, or we'll either put him on one of these and make him as a single and stuff like that. So, you know, I don't think anything is going to change as he gets older. I think we'll probably keep this caravan indefinitely, and we'll just sort of keep him going as he is. I think you can get like things which, you know, like we'll put like a bit of a net up against the side of the chair so that he doesn't roll off or doesn't try and roll off or anything like that. So wherever there's something like that, but you know, the older he gets, it won't make any difference. I suppose the biggest challenge will be is trying to toddler proof the Caravan. I think that will be a challenge and probably a video in its own right. So I suppose the thing is that caravanning with a baby isn't anywhere near as difficult as you think it might be. I'm sure some people think it would be impossible. I'm sure some people think it'd be a walk in the park. I was nervous at first, but the more that I've done it and the more that I've become used to it, the easier that it is. So if it's something that you are thinking about, just honestly, I promise you, you'll be absolutely fine. Just make sure that you are organised and just make sure you're prepared. Make sure you've got extra clothes, extra nappies, you know, you've got clothes for what ifs, you know. Just make sure that you take twice as much as what you think that you'll need, and then you'll be absolutely fine. So we've had now, in the 10 weeks that he's been here, I think we've had almost a week of sleeping in the camper van. And if you want to see what his first weekend was like in the camper van at the NEC, then I suggest you watch this video here. This is the baby we said we weren't going to give a dummy to. He was never going to have a dummy. He's now got a pack of 4 dummies. He's got a favourite dummy and a second favourite dummy. It's just farted on me. Jesus. Stop trying to be so clever. So the point that I wanted to make really is that on paper, what feels like it could be quite a difficult thing to do, caravanning with a baby doesn't have to be any more difficult than caravanning with a, I'll talk of which is here now, doesn't have to be any more difficult than caravanning with a, say hello. Yeah, do you know I said he didn't cry? I'll take that back. One sec.